The HOA president waited until I left town for a business trip. Then she trespassed onto my property and chopped down my 20-year-old privacy hedges. She claimed they were blocking her $1 million mountain view. When I confronted her, she laughed straight in my face and said, "What's done is done, Alex. Enjoy the view." She was right about one thing. I couldn't glue the trees back together, but she forgot that I own a logistics company. I found a loophole in the city zoning laws that allowed me to build a privacy sound barrier on my land. So I didn't plant new trees. Instead, I brought in heavy cranes and stacked 3 massive, rusty, dented shipping containers directly in front of her windows. Now her $1 million view is nothing but a wall of rotting metal. My name is Alex. I run a commercial shipping and logistics company. I bought my house on the edge of town specifically for the peace and quiet. The best feature of my property was a row of 15-foot-tall cypress hedges running along the back fence. They gave me complete privacy between my yard and the house behind me. Life was perfect until Linda moved in. Linda was a retired real estate agent, and unfortunately, she quickly became the new HOA president. Linda was obsessed with property values and scenic views. Her house sat slightly higher on the hill than mine, and she convinced herself that if my hedges were gone, she would have a panoramic view of the lake and mountains. She believed that view would increase her home's value by $200,000. She constantly harassed me. "Alex, cut those ugly bushes down. You're being selfish." I always refused. "Linda, I value my privacy. I don't want you staring into my kitchen." Last week, I had to leave the state for a 3-day conference. Linda saw my truck pull out, and she made her move. When I came back, my heart sank. My backyard looked like a disaster zone. My beautiful 20-year-old hedges had been butchered down to stumps. The branches were stacked in piles, and my yard was completely exposed to Linda's house. I stormed over to her place. She was standing on her balcony, holding a glass of white wine, admiring her new unobstructed view of the lake. "You trespassed and destroyed my property," I shouted. She smirked and took another sip. "I used the HOA beautification fund to remove a neighborhood eyesore. It's for the greater good, Alex. Besides, the view is beautiful now. You should thank me, and don't bother suing. Trees grow back." Her arrogance was suffocating. She truly believed she had won. I knew suing her would take years and the fine would be meaningless to her. I needed something that would hurt immediately, and it had to be permanent. I spent the entire night reading city zoning ordinances and HOA bylaws. I searched everything related to fences, walls, and barriers. Then I found it. Section 42B, noise abatement. The law stated, if a residential property suffers loss of privacy due to the removal of natural barriers, the homeowner may erect a sound barrier up to 30 feet in height. I read it again. It specified the height, but not the material. It didn't say wood, brick, or stone. It just said solid structure. A beautifully wicked idea formed in my mind and in my shipping yard. I had a graveyard area where we stored old, decommissioned shipping containers that were too rusty or damaged to use again. They were ugly, they were massive, and they were free. I smiled to myself. "Linda, you wanted a view. I'm going to give you one you'll never forget." Saturday morning at 6 a.m., the sun was just rising. The neighborhood was silent. Then came the rumble of diesel engines. I had ordered my crew to bring a heavy lift crane and 3 flatbed trucks to my backyard access road. Sitting on the trucks were my tools of revenge. Container 1, a 40-foot container, Painted faded industrial blue, peeling, and covered in graffiti. Container 2, bright orange, but half eaten away by deep brown rust. Container 3, dark, red with a massive dent from an old forklift accident. Linda was still asleep. She had no idea her million-dollar view was about to die. I signaled the crane operator. The engine roared. The first container, the rusty, red one, lifted into the air. It swung over my fence and was lowered exactly where my hedges used to stand. Clang. The ground shook as the steel settled. Linda's patio door flew open. She rushed out in a silk bathrobe, confused and panicked. What is that noise? What's happening? Then she looked up. The container blocked her lower-level view, but I wasn't finished. I signaled again. The graffiti-covered blue container rose into the sky and was stacked directly on, top locked into place. The wall now stood 18 feet tall. Stop. Linda screamed. You can't do this. That's trash. I stood on the container and looked down at her. Good morning, Linda. Since you removed my natural privacy barrier, I'm installing a custom sound wall. It's fully legal. It's hideous, she shrieked. I think it has industrial charm. I replied, bringing the third. The crane lifted the final orange container and set it on top. The structure now stood nearly 27 feet tall. It blocked the sun from her house. It erased her view of the lake, the mountains, and the sky. All she could see from her bedroom was a wall of dented, rusting steel. By 8 a.m., the police, fire department, and city code enforcement were in my yard. Linda had called everyone. She was sobbing. Officer, look at this. He turned his yard into a junkyard just to spite me. My property value is destroyed. The city inspector measured the height and checked the setback. Then he turned to me. Do you have a permit? I handed him the folder with Section 42B and my approved engineering permit. He read it, then looked at Linda. Ma'am, city code allows this. He's restoring his privacy after you removed his hedges. You don't own the view. Linda collapsed onto her patio furniture. She finally realized she had picked the wrong fight. The fallout was immediate. A real estate appraiser reassessed her home the next week. With the view gone, her property value dropped by $200,000. The neighbors, who were tired of her bullying, thought it was hilarious. They held an emergency meeting and voted her out as HOA president. As for containers, they're still there. I might hire an artist to paint a mural on my side, but Linda's side stays rusty. Sometimes the best view is watching justice rise. Linda learned that when you destroy someone's peace, they might just build a monument to your arrogance. If you enjoyed the shipping Container Revenge, hit like and subscribe, because next time we're exposing a neighbor who tried to sue me for grilling in my own backyard.